Hi everyone, Dolly here. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Today I have a project share. I am going to be sharing the junk journal that I have been working on now for the past few months. It's not anything I was in a hurry to finish, but I am glad that I finally have finished it. At least I'm 99.9% done with it, and you'll see what I mean when I say I'm not completely done with it. I started this a few months back when I had purchased some K & Company paper pads by Susan Wingate. At least the one that I used for this was by Susan Wingate. And let me show you really quick. This is the K & Company pad that I used to create this junk journal. At least a lot of the pages consist of this paper pad, and the reason why I use this paper pad is because first of all I love the prints in this, and secondly it's two-sided, and so whenever I have double-sided paper I love using those in a junk journal because it just makes the journal so much brighter and just so much prettier. So I think I'm almost done with this. There are a few bits and pieces that I haven't yet completed. For instance, the front cover, I'm having a really hard time deciding whether I want to add more or less to it. So here's my thought. I was thinking of adding the flowers, these two little ones right here, and I'm not sure. I'm really very simple when it comes to things. I don't like it too loud, and I feel like with all the ribbons and the little beaded pearls here that this might be a little too much. So you guys, let me know what you think. Should I add the little flowers or should I just keep it as is? I'm not certain how I want to finish this off, so you let me know what you think, because I'd really like to know. So like I said, I have been working on this for several months now. Unfortunately, I don't have the capability of being able to finish a junk journal within a few days because it takes me time. I'm slow and I like to take my time. So let me go ahead. I'm going to do a flip through of what I have created, and also let you know that this is an altered book. The cover that I used for this was a book, and it was a really nice thick book, as you can see from the top, and it's small enough that I realized this size is a very convenient size, and it's one that I prefer than the standard size books. It's a hardcover. Like I said, I altered a book. I took it apart. And with this one, I did keep the spine, and all I've done is I've sewn in the signatures, and that's about it. It was very simple to do. It's very similar to some of the other junk journals that I have created. So all I've used, like I said, is this paper pad, and I love the picture of the bird. So I decided to add that and make that the cover. And I've taken a piece of the paper, used it for the spine and also the back. The back is very simple. This front right here, is so pretty, and I didn't want to overwhelm it, so all I did was I added a chipboard piece that I had gotten from Tuesday Morning. I forget who the pack is by, but it just says grow, and I thought it was appropriate since this is a nature themed junk journal. So let's go ahead. Oh, and real quick, sorry, before we open it, I wanted to show you the little tassel that I created. I did not add any beads to this tassel. It's just this one string of pearls, which is a trim. The rest of this is all just lace and ribbon, and that's it. Like I said, I didn't want to overwhelm the design. Plus, I also used some trim here. This is lace trim that I had gotten from my mom. And I added pieces of it along the edges just to kind of give it more of a delicate feminine look, as you can see. And then on top I've got some of the beaded paper clips that are really easy to make. All you do is you just string the beads through the paper clips, and that's it. Easy as that. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and open this book. And so I've used the little Tim Holtz piece right here that it's like a little knob or a clasp, and all I've done is I have drilled a hole or punched a hole in the back and strung this ribbon through so that when you close it, really all you have to do is press it down and then close it. And I could adjust this if this got any thicker, but at this point, I hope this doesn't get any thicker. My books tend to get really thick because I like to add after I've created. The other thing that's different with this journal compared to a lot of my other ones is I did not use a lot of lace on the edges of the paper. Instead, I chose to use eyelash trim on this because I like the way that eyelash trim looks. In fact, one of the junk journals I had created in the past was a fairy themed junk journal, and I used a lot of the eyelash trim on that, and I really like the way that that came out. So that's how I decided to do this one as well. So let's go ahead and open the book, and the first page is just the little library card here on the cover. This right here is just napkin that I've glued on using glue stick. A glue stick, and rather than doing Mod Podge or decoupage, that's what I did. I just took a piece of napkin and used my glue stick. And if you guys are interested in learning how to do that on paper or any kind of paper, I have a tutorial that I just actually uploaded recently if you want to check that out. So here is the library card, and the cover first page here is just a little pocket. I love these little corner pockets. I always use my mini 8 punch and take a section of that or half of it and fold it in half, and I get a little tiny pocket. There's this little card here that just says the Lord will guide you always, Isaiah 58:11, and I love that. So that goes in the very front. The next page right here, like I said, it is a nature kind of garden book. So I've taken this from a really pretty garden porch book that I have, and it says readying the porch, but it's just some words that show you how to get your porch ready for certain occasions. And then this page right here is a vintage page, which is a coffee dyed or coffee stained page where I have used the glue stick to glue the napkin onto it to give it that floral design. And like I said, I love doing this. It's so simple. There's no mess to when you're doing this. It's a lot of fun. All right. So the next page is just the back of that. And then I have some coffee dyed paper. And then this is a page from the Kane Company Susan Wingate design, which I really love. This is the back. Like I said, it is a two-sided page, and I've just stuck this little flower down here as a tuck spot. I don't have anything tucked in there, but you can definitely stick a card in there, just like, oops, let me stick this in here, just like that. And then here we have another page from that garden book, and it's a recipe for a corn salad, and it says shoe peg corn salad. I've never tried that, but I thought it was pretty because of the flowers. Next page is just a lined paper that came from a pad that I have, and this is just for journaling. A little pocket to put little goodies in, or tags. This page right here is a vellum page, which I thought was really pretty. It's very vintage. And then a page that is all music notes. And then this right here came from a Peter Rabbit book. I had purchased this giant Peter Rabbit book from a thrift store, and there are so many cute pictures in there that I took it apart and thought it was really nice to be able to use some of those illustrations in some of my junk journals. This is the back of that. And then just a blank page. This page, again, it's one of the pages from the Kane Company pad. Created a pocket here with this tag, and then the paper clip, and then again some coffee dyed paper. And then this right here is actually a page from a book that I had purchased, again at a thrift shop, and this was all about trees and shrubs, and I liked the book because it was very long, so that you could just take the page and fold it in half, and it would fit perfectly in a book like this. So I know I'll be getting a lot of use out of that book. And then this page right here is just a little tuck spot. This is a vellum doily. I created this using my mini 8 punch, and all I did was fold it in half, and then inside this area is this little journaling book which I created. It's just 4 pages of a book with coffee dyed or coffee stained paper and a little die cut attached to it with a flower, and that's it, and that goes right in there. The next page is just the other half of the doily, and I have this Project Life card that says life is beautiful. Another page from the Susan Wingate Kane Company book. And then here again is another page from the Peter Rabbit book. This probably should have been a Peter Rabbit book, but I just thought it went well in this garden theme. Okay, and then this is more music notes, and you could actually journal here because it's fairly blank. And then here is more room for journaling. And this is the other side of the vellum paper with the beautiful flowers and the birds. And then a little pocket here with some tags. And this just says G for girl, and just a floral tag. And you guys, it's always fun putting little bags in here to create the pockets. These journals are just so much fun because they're pretty quick to put together. You know, putting them together is the quick part. It's assembling them and making them your own that takes time. So, and choosing the, you know, designs that you want in them, basically. So this is another page from the garden book. And then I had a poetry book that I took this out of, and this is called Roses. And this one right here is called A Red, Red Rose. And I just clipped that onto there. This little pocket, I just glued on using another piece of paper. Oh, you know what? This paper is from another pad, sorry. And this postcard that says Rosé the Day Away, I thought that was really cute. This came from a really dear friend of mine in Happy Mail. And then a coffee dyed journal page in here. Another page that I used my glue stick to adhere the napkin, the rose napkin design, and used my stamps. And then here I created a pocket, and you guys will probably recognize this little design. This is actually also from a mini K & Company pad that consisted of all of these pre-cut pieces, and I just decided to create a pocket out of it. And in the pocket is this card. It's a postcard that says Feeling Free, and that goes right in there. Oops. This has so many little holes, it's hard to get the card back in. All right, so that goes in there just like that. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, this consists of 4 signatures. I decided that I wanted this one to be a little bit more even because the pages are really closely cut to the edges. So I wanted to have them really aligned. So I did 4 signatures. Here's the second signature with another bird, and I love this paper. Again, this is from the K&Co paper pad. It has a little bit of glitter to this page. And then here I've just created a pocket and used this little card with a butterfly, and then another card. And then in this little pocket right here is another little tag. I'm sorry, this is a tag. I think I called it a card. And that just slips right in there. Oops. Okay. And the next page is just an envelope. And you guys, I made this envelope using the coffee dyed paper, music note coffee dyed paper, wherein I added the napkin designs using the glue stick. And I didn't put anything inside, but I can definitely use it as an envelope to put some journaling in. And then this is just the coffee stained paper again. And this had the school register on the back. And another piece of the paper from the K&Co pad. And of course it's the 2-sided, and then I added this really pretty die cut. It's also a K&Co die cut. You guys, I downloaded this very beautiful picture of these 3 Japanese girls I downloaded this picture a while back, and I love this picture so much. So I like to use it, and I thought it went really well on this page. It's just so pretty. So I made it into a little tag. So you guys probably recognize this page. This page comes from a book that I had of flower fairies, and I did make a junk journal in a fairy theme a while back, and the book that I took apart, I still had a lot of leftover pages, and I didn't want to waste those, so I thought how perfect they would go in this nature book. So I took this page and I added this and another lined paper, a vellum paper. This is so pretty. And then a note paper, music note. And then again, I have more paper from the Peter Rabbit book. And then here I used that same K & Company design pre-cut paper to form a little pocket and created a tag. This little fabric tag I got from a dear friend of mine. She shared that with me. And that just goes right in there. And then here is a little tuck spot. It's a belly band with the bird and just a little postcard with a little stamp on it. Also got this from Happy Mail. Thank you guys also for all of my friends. If you see things that are in here that you recognize, it's because thanks to you. I have so many ephemera pieces that, you know, I love to be able to save and use. So anytime I get these pieces from you guys, I like to incorporate them in my books. And then here again is some coffee dyed paper. This is from the Shrubs and Weeds book that I have of plants. And then this right here I got from a tropical pack, and I thought it was cute to hold the little string in place. This is where I tied my signature together, so it's always nice to have a little dangling piece where you've tied your signature, and I thought it went well because I have all pictures of shrubs on this. And then here again is the coffee dyed paper that has a bird on it. This is another piece of the paper from the K & Co pad, and there's some little just some little tags and this little miniature postcard that goes right in this pocket. And I was seeing if I made this into a double pocket. Sometimes I get confused how I form my pockets, and I did not make this into, oh yes I did make this into a double pocket. The pocket is on this side, so I have a pocket here and then the pockets in the front. You guys, I confuse myself because there's so many ways to do these pockets. So yes, in this pocket is a little tiny vintage tag with a bird on it. Yeah. Okay, and then the back of that page is a bird. And then this right here is also from the Peter Rabbit book, the Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit book. And I love that. It's got two little girls on it. And then some music note paper. And you guys, I don't know if I coffee stained this. It may have already had this kind of a beige tint because it was old, possibly. This is another part of the vellum paper with the beautiful flowers, lined paper for journaling, and then another piece of the Flower Fairies book, which was one of the pages. And here is just a little tuck spot where I've used this flower as the tuck holder, and I've inserted this little card that you can journal in, and that just tucks right in there. And the back of this is just because it's the two-sided paper from the K & Co pad. More journaling areas. This is the coffee stained pad or the coffee stained paper. And then this right here is just a little pocket that I created, and this actually, you could stick a tag in here, and you could also stick something in here. And this is just a stationery card, a card in an envelope that matches this Paris design. I forgot to stick a tag in here because, like I said, I confuse myself and forget sometimes where all the little tuck spots are. So here is just a postcard that tucks right under there. And then this right here is just a little flower. I thought that was cute right in there. I need to punch a hole and make that into a tag. The next page is just the end of the second signature, and then starts the third signature. And then here is a little pocket, and I've created more journaling room or more journaling area using my coffee dyed paper and paper from the same pad to create a little mini notebook or notepad. And then here, my paper that I have stamped and used napkin on, coffee dyed paper for journaling. And then here is an area also for journaling. This right here is a double pocket that I've created, so you can stick a tag, postcard. This is just a postcard, can go in these two pockets. I love this page with the strawberries. I believe this page, I'm not 100% sure, this may have come from a different pad, so I can't really say. I only specifically used that Susan Wingate pad because some of the pages in here I don't recognize to come from there. So here's another page from the Flower Fairies book by Cecily Mary Barker, and I do have quite a few pages from that book left, so I'm so glad that I do have it because I think they go well with many of the junk journals regardless of the theme. Here is a little vellum pocket, and I've created a little book that opens up just like that with lined paper, and then there's a little tag in here that closes like that, and then that closes in this tuck just like that, and this goes right in here. And then lined paper for journaling, vellum, this is really pretty, more music notes, and then another page from the Peter Rabbit book, and then this is such a pretty page from the K&Co book. I love it. Another pocket with a little tiny book for journaling. And this is what I usually do with the leftover remnants from my paper pads. A lot of times I'll have pieces that are just too small to use for anything else, and I don't want to throw it away, so I make little books like this to include inside the journal. And then this is from that garden or porch book. And I love the flowers around it, so I decided to include it. And then the signature tie, I decided to add this little mason jar to dangle in. And then there's a recipe for Dallas dip here. I've never had that, but it looks good. And then here I have a little pocket with a boarding pass and some journaling paper that goes right in here. And then a tuck spot right in here. Just a little area for journaling and a little tag. And then here I have another piece of that Peter Rabbit book, one of the pages, decided to add that. Another music note page, and then the other piece of the vellum printed paper, and then lined paper for journaling. I have a vellum pocket. This is just the second half of the vellum pocket, and I've created another little notebook for journaling in using my coffee dyed paper. These are so easy to make, and I really enjoy making these because I feel like I am repurposing all of my remnants and rather than throwing them away. Okay, here's another page from the Fairy Flowers book. Ledger page for journaling, blank page for journaling, and then another page using the napkins and the stamps to design it. I think these came out so pretty. Here is another little tuck spot using a flower embellishment or a flower die cut, and some journaling cards, and those go right in here. Okay, so we get to the last signature, you guys. I feel like this book has a lot of pages, and it probably does because it is 4 signatures. Another pocket with tags. And another one of the pages that I designed, a coffee dyed page with a little area here for journaling in. And then I created this pocket right here, which again has more journaling area. And that closes just like this. That fits right in there. And you got more tuck spots here for little flowers. This is a little bookmark, but it's got journaling area as well. And that tucks right inside the top. And I love these little tiny tuck spots too, because you can put cute little things like this little ticket in there. And this page right here came from a book that I got when I was in Hawaii. It was a Japanese book, and I have no idea what it says, but I thought it was kind of neat, and all I did was coffee dyed that. Here's another page from the Fairy Flowers book, and then lined paper for journaling, vellum paper with roses on it. I thought this was really pretty. Music note paper, and then a little tuck spot or little crisscross pocket area. This, you can put a card. Oh, this is a little card that I got from my friend, and that tucks right in here. And then you can also tuck a ticket or ephemera on the second part of it, or the crisscrossing part of it. And then here is just an envelope, and I've used this envelope as a pocket, and another little book to journal in. And then here is just a card that says dress, and that can go right in there. And this tucks right in here with the flower sticking out. Another page from the Peter Rabbit book, and then another piece from my gardening book. And then here is a little pocket just to stick little things in. I've stuck some little journaling cards in here. And then another part of the gardening book, because this is the center of the signature. And here's a tuck spot using a doily, and a little card that has moments, sweet moments. You can list all your favorite moments. And then here's a little envelope that I made using the little page from the Japanese book that I had coffee dyed, and there's a little card in here that you can journal in. That goes right in here, closes up and tucks right in there. Another piece from the Peter Rabbit book. And then just some journaling cards. And those go right in here in this little belly band. And then more music notes. The other half of the vellum paper, lined paper, more journaling spots. Here's the other half of that page. Another little tuck spot with a card in it, and a paper clip that says merci. And that goes right in here. This clips like that. I think these cards came from my friend Fiona, yeah. Okay, another card here. And then this card, I think this came from my friend Clarissa. Here is another journaling area, and again, one of the decorated pages that I did with my napkins. And last but not least, one last page, which is the cover and the last page of the fourth signature, another piece of the paper from the K&Co book, and that's it. So you guys can see this thing got really thick. You can always add more, of course, to your book, which, you know, I doubt I'm going to add any more to this. That is it, you guys. That is my nature-themed junk journal. I hope you enjoyed this project share. And thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, thanks for your support, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.